What's going on, guys? It's here, the Field of 68 Recruitment Pod, and we're back for another episode. And I got my man Tobias Bass, my guest host for this little time being. Hopefully, we get Tobias for some more stuff. But Tobias is with the
Yeah,
Athletic.
definitely.
Tobias, how you feeling?
Doing well, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. Like wedding planning,
Mm,
basketball life, it's
yep.
a beat. And it's like I have multiple streams of income, so it's like my phone doesn't stop ringing. My phone's ringing
Yeah.
right now. So
Yeah.
it's just part of the life. It's part of the life. But we're gonna get to it. Like we're gonna start the show. And sorry guys, been coughing a little bit. I don't have COVID. Uh
Mm,
thank God, but been coughing a little bit, so you hear a little bit
yeah.
of grunts here and there. But we're gonna start off with the number one pick. All right. The
Okay.
number one player as AJ Dybantsa. Me and Tobias, we talked to college coaches that are involved as far as like what they're involved or that are part of schools that are involved in recruiting him. And we're just going to talk about the teams to beat. So, Tobias, what have you been hearing? What are the coaches you talk to? Who do they feel like is the team to beat?
I think the team to beat right now would probably be Auburn, BYU, and North Carolina. Those would probably be the three schools that are there to beat. Um, you know, all have a ton of money. All I think he fits well in any system that he can play in. But I think right now those are the three schools.
Yeah, I'm definitely hearing Auburn. Like one of
Yeah.
my responses were well the responses I got were Auburn and BYU. Mainly
Mm,
UNC. Yeah, like UNC is definitely a dark horse. I started hearing his name hearing their name a couple times from different folks. So
yeah.
I'm with you. It's like Auburn, BYU, North Carolina, but they expect to announce in February. What is that, like
Mm,
6 months away?
yeah.
Like anything can happen within 6 months. Anything can happen in 30 days.
Right.
And, we're hearing a bunch of numbers and stuff. We're not going to get into that. Right.
Hmm.
But, it's going to be, I wouldn't say as high as bidder wins, but, like you said, all three schools can offer whatever they're looking for. And, then it's just going to come down to fit and everything. But yeah, like what we've been hearing is really Auburn. I've been hearing Auburn. It's like the team to beat. And then BYU, North Carolina are like the second and
Yeah.
third team. And I think it flips. Like like a couple weeks ago, I was hearing BYU. Now like Auburn, BYU, then North Carolina really has a great chance at it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, and we can't really, obviously other schools are involved. He's going to visit Kansas. He's going to visit Kansas State. So, it's also going to be hard to tell Bill Self no. Bill, he typically gets his way if he gets you in the room. So I think that all those schools are going to come at him hard. But what we're hearing is definitely those three schools, BYU, Auburn, and North Carolina.
And K State with Jerome Tang, Tang, this portal season, he done
Did a
they
great
put the
job.
money up. They'll put the money up too. And he's a coach that players love to play for and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely wanna, not ignore Kansas State and all this, because it would be
Mm,
a good fit as well.
right.
So listen, we've had some like recruiting updates, right? Like Malachi Moreno,
Yep.
Kentucky, he commits to, he stays home. Uh Tobias, talk about Malachi, how he fits, and just his overall game.
That was a great pickup for them. You want to try to keep your in-state guys home, and that's very impressive. For coach for him being this is basically his first, big recruit since he's taken the job. I know he brought a couple guys, when he first got there, but on his new path, this is his first recruit. So good for him to keep, the best player in the state, obviously, and I think that he fits. He's done really well with bigs in the past when he was at BYU. I think Malachi is probably the most gifted that he's had, so I'll definitely be interested to see how he uses him, but. Malachi, Mulder's there. He's very skilled. He's starting to expand his range a little bit as well. So I think that, he has a real chance to be successful in his offense. I think you'll be able to see him probably unlock different things of his game as far as his ability to pass with both hands and things like that. So that was a great gift for them. So I just want to see how he develops over the next couple of years.
Yeah, no, I really like him. Like you said, his versatility, especially like back to the
Yeah.
basket game, really
Yep.
strong. He can score off either shoulder. He's the expansion, like rebounding and kind of
Yep.
doing a rebound and go, couple dribbles, advance and get. He has a real high feel. You can put him in the high post and he can locate the
Yep.
cutters. The face-up game is just, coming along with the shooting, but I really like his touch. I love his feel for the game. It's
Yep.
Mark Pope's highest ranked recruit as a
Yeah.
coach. And I think like just those zoom actions and just I was
Yep.
actually Mark Pope kind of runs that kind of gets their big involved. And as Malachi, expands his range, when the bigs kind of play off of him, he'll be able to shoot those shots. Like,
Yep.
when HO opportunities or find guys. Like I really like the fit. I think it's a great situation for him to learn and,
Yep.
play with other guys that kind of complement him. So I think
Yeah.
it's as far as a big that skill that has tremendous upside, Malachi has that. And I think he went to the right fit just because the system can definitely fit towards his play style.
Yeah.
Um,
And
so
Pope, they run great offense too. So those dribble handoff actions, I just feel like there's going to be times where he's just going to be really, really productive just because they run such good offense. And he's going to be able to attract better players. So you put, 4 or 5 star recruits in that type of offense, the opportunities to just put up big points in a hurry is going to be, it's easy to do when you have those type of guys. Not to mention the transfer portal. So I'm excited for this. This is a good fit for him.
yeah, and then if for people that didn't see BYU, like in the we're obviously based out in Texas, so
Yeah,
we got to see BYU
yeah,
when they were down like and play some of these schools. I mean, they were fun to watch. Shot a lot of
yeah,
threes, played
yeah,
fast and stuff like that. So excited to see how this Kentucky group with the level of talent that they have play, and just with these incoming like 4 or 5 star guys that Pope will definitely attract and get done. And speaking of Kentucky, there's a chance that they get one on Friday, right? He's going
yeah,
to commit later this week. Another hometown kid, Jasper Johnson. We're hearing that
yeah.
that's where he'll commit to. Tobias, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, yeah, like I just said, if you could get Jasper and Malachi, those are two great gets, especially when you're running the type of offense that you want. Jasper, he can score from all 3 levels, super fun to watch. And can you imagine them in the pick and roll, pick and pop together? That's going to be a lot of fun. So, um, I really like what they have, and hopefully they can maybe secure a commitment from him. He's starting off his new tenure at Kentucky off with the bang.
Yeah, absolutely. You get those two on those two commitments. That's huge. Obviously, you got Malachi already. Jasper comes through. Just, I think it's definitely important to keep players in state. God, we're in Texas, and we see the importance of these schools and these coaches talk about that in state. So at Kentucky, getting those level of guys to commit and stay, and then they're definitely you should definitely be drawn to the way they play. Like you said, Jasper and Malachi in a ball screen
You know,
action that would be fantastic. There's
and
so many.
and and we're not even talking about it, but like Colin Chandler, he could still probably be there. That's
Mm.
so you're looking at the backcourt of Jasper, Colin Johnson, the big with Malachi, at the 5. That's pretty good. People haven't seen Colin play in a while, but we remember watching that kid based out of Utah a couple of years ago. That kid's really good. I haven't seen him in a while because he was on this mission trip, but if he's anything how he was, I think that kid might be an NBA player. That kid's really good. So if he's
That kid was really
able,
good.
yeah, so if he's able to get back to that, they're gonna have one of they may have one of the better backcourts in the SEC if they're able to keep those two.
Absolutely. I forgot about Colin Chandler. I
Yeah.
remember first time seeing him, he came down to Dallas,
Yep.
and he was probably the best player in that event. I think it was Bus who won to smoke.
Yep. Very
Yeah,
good.
he was really good. And got to see him on that Adidas. Uh,
Wooden too.
Yeah, and Woon, man, he was
Hmm.
fantastic. Just
Really
ability
good
to
at Wooden.
score. He's athletic. He has a lot of weights. He can get a bucket, especially like off the dribble. So excited to see what that team could look like in 25, 26. But
Yeah.
we're not gonna move too far ahead because we're
Right.
still
Right.
waiting to see how they look like this year. But you know, Tobias, let's segment to the next spot. And then we got a surprise for you guys today. We
Hmm.
got a little game. This is gonna be fun. But
It's gonna be real fun.
before we get to that, uh Malik Thomas, right? When our last episode, we talked about, we felt pretty good with him at Connecticut. Hearing some things may change a little bit. I think Caden Lewis is favored to go to UConn now.
Yep.
Malik, I know UConn's still in there, but it's a little bit more open than we originally thought. So, Tobias, where do you feel like if it's open, with the schools that have really been targeting, where do you feel like is the best fit for Malik?
Good question. So it's interesting. Now we're starting to see the chess moves kind of be moved. A cup, he gets off the board. Okay. So now if a Caden Lewis is trending towards going to UConn, does Arkansas really take a crack at him? We saw Kingston Fleming, he just cut his list. Arkansas is also one of them. Alabama is recruiting Jasper Johnson really hard. So if Jasper goes to Kentucky, do they just throw all their chips in at maybe Mikael Brown and Malik Thomas? So I think you're starting to see the chess moves moved, and it's really coming down to like who's going to commit first, who's going to put pen to
Right.
paper and just hop off the board. If kid X goes here, that kind of screws everything up. So he might have to pivot. So it's really, like again, some of these kids with their top 15, top whatever, you're gonna have to get off the board soon because your first option may not be the first option anymore because they may secure something else.
Yeah, the game is who's going to commit first, right?
Yeah,
Like you said, you see
yeah,
Arkansas and several players like top 6 or 4 or whatever. You're seeing like UConn and a couple guys. You'll see Kentucky. You see Auburn. You see these like these schools and these guys top. When they kind of cut their list, but it all boils down to who's going to commit first,
yeah.
right?
Right.
Like those visits will get canceled, especially if another guard commits during that
Yep.
time. Um, I like, you know what? I like Malik at Pitt. You
I can
know,
see it. Good there.
Pitt, when you look at Pitt, Bob Carrington, first round pick. That
Yep.
was the one that people didn't really see coming. Um, Jalen Lowe,
Yep.
projected to be a
Good deal.
first
Yep.
rounder, a draft pick, NBA player. Does Malik? I can see Malik with Capel. Capel not necessarily just giving him the whole keys, but playing to his strengths.
Yeah.
It's a scorer and a playmaker, and being someone that could be on draft boards in 226 or maybe 227. I like. I love excuse me. I love watching Malik play. Got to see him
Yep.
really in depth in Pango's All American
Mm,
camp and then in the Peace Jam. Man, I liked it for him. I think he
yeah.
could really thrive and be that next guard that comes out and be a draftable prospect. Especially
Yep.
since this past year, where I mean, he's going to go 2 straight years of an NBA player at the
Yeah.
guard.
Yeah, I mean, he's also too. He's from there. Stay home. Stay home. That'll be huge for you. Like you said, you have Carrington. I think Jalen Lowe will be a first round pick this year as well. You could be the third guard in a row, and I like Malik because he's what I like about him. He's very coachable and he really wants to like learn things. We saw it at Pangos. Kenny Smith was up there showing him how to operate in the pick and roll. There were times I think he might have messed up once or twice. He was like, "No, Kenny, I want to do it again." This is a camp. Most kids are trying to move on to the next thing, go home, eat, whatever they want to do. He was really adamant about learning. So I think that that'll do very well for him in his career when he, eventually gets to the pros. But him being a student of the game and really wanting to work hard this young, that's going to do dividends for him as he gets older.
100%. And I do like the Arkansas fit. Like I can see him and Darius Acuff
Yeah, I
still
can see
really.
that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I can see that backcourt work just fine. So
Absolutely.
uh, it's not that I don't like that fit. I'd be interested to see if him staying home and then him being that next guard up
Yeah.
for Capel. I think that'd be a cool storyline. But obviously, being in Arkansas, you go to Arkansas. We seen what Cal done with guards and, and the
Yeah.
NBA. The NBA list is
Yeah.
is is large.
Yeah, I want to see what Bama would do. Their whole motto is threes and dunks. Malik want to shoot the three ball. Chicks love the three ball, and I think that he would really fit well in that offense, especially at the pace they want to play at. So I think they'd be another one. If Jasper goes to Kentucky, like we're probably thinking, they may go all in on that kid. They might, and they might make it interesting. I would like to see the Pitt thing though. Kind of forge his own path in his own way. He's from there. Also, I also agree. I would like to see him go to Pitt, but it'll be interesting to see where he goes. But I think he may be a little bit more open than I think people may think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's more open than we think. So
Yeah.
be in to see like how that all ends up.
Whether you are a world class athlete or a podcaster like me, we all understand the importance of mental and physical well being and proper recovery for top notch performance. After a 6-month season loaded with cross country travel, I can promise you that proper recovery is a priority for me these days. That's why I'm excited that Unified Healing is sponsoring this episode of the Field of 68. Unified Healing is a new and super innovative global network of wellness centers powered by Energy Enhancement System, or the EE system. If you haven't heard of the EE system yet, you'll want to listen up. This technology promotes wellness, deep relaxation, purification, and rejuvenation. Whether you're here in New Jersey or at one of the hundreds of other locations across the globe, access to a center is easy and affordable. If you're interested in experiencing the EE system technology for yourself, go to unifiedhealing.com/unified68 to learn more and find a center near you. That's UNIFYDhealing.com/UNIFYD, the number 6, the number 8. No material or testimonials on the Unified Healing website are intended to be viewed as medical advice or as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition or treatment and before undertaking a new healthcare regimen, including the EE system.
So we're going to segment to this game. So me and Tobias, we decided we want to do something called the 2025 All-Star Draft Show. So Tobias put together 24 players, right? I'm going to have my team. He's going to have his team, okay?
Yeah.
And we're going to draft. Like, so with the rules, each of us are going to have 2 draft picks per each round. So we have six rounds. It's like a combo of like the collection of draft picks Brooklyn Nets have right now and like the 1980 NBA draft, but like it's not 10 rounds, it's only 6.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share the screen real quick.
And all the players on this list of 24, they've all cut their list to some capacity. So whether it's 5, 8, 12, whatever the number is, all of these players have cut their list. They will probably be off the board probably by the new year, more than likely, maybe a little bit before that. So these 24 players you're looking at, they've all cut their list in some capacity.
Right. And then we'll also do a little dive on some of the guys, like in the recruitment and stuff. So, and we'll talk about their game and what we like about it. So here's the players. Gonna name them: Kingston Flemings, Caden Lewis, JJ Mandaquit, Nick Lewis, Jalen Reese, Jasper Johnson, Isaiah Harwell, Kyan Anthony, Darren Peterson, Shelton Henderson, AJ Dybantsa, Winters Grady, Trey McKinney, Malik Thomas, Sebastian Williams-Adams, Caleb Wilson, Nicholas Kamania, Tunde Yusofo, Nico Bundalo, Eric Ribe, Chris Sinak, John Clark, Jaden Toombs, and Xavier Staten. So 24 players. We're gonna do this. Tobias, you go first. You get the first overall pick. You're the guest, so you know, go ahead. So who's the first overall pick of the 225 class All-Star?
Well, for me, I think this is
Whatever.
pretty easy. I'm going to take a AJ Dybantsa. He's going to be my number 1 pick on my team for obvious reasons: versatility, scoring machine, gets it done on both ends of the floor. And I think he's the best player in the country for a reason. So I'll definitely be happy taking him first.
Well, it makes a lot of sense why AJ. Before I get to my pick, who like with the field of 68 staff, like I think I'm gonna have Jeff Goodman as my assistant coach. You can get Rob,
Okay.
Rob, because people say like me and Jeff, we think alike. So, he's gonna know who I need to sub in and sub out. He's gonna know automatically in my head who's gonna sub me and sub me out.
Rob's going to bring all the energy that we need because I'm more laid back. So when we may turn the ball over 3, 4 times in a row, Rob's going to really chew that kid out, and we're gonna get it right. And I can trust Rob. He's going to do that. He's going to call up. He's going to drop the best out of bounds plays. He's going to do all that. So
Yeah, I don't think
Rob.
I don't think Jeff is gonna draw any plays up for me. I think that's just gonna be on me. I'm just gonna have to handle that myself, but it's okay. So my first pick is gonna be Darren Peterson. Darren Peterson, we talked about him before. We at length. I got to see him at Dame Lillard camp. I felt like he was the best player at Dame Lillard camp, and projected. We think he's going to go to Kansas, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, like DP, he's my first overall pick. And guys, you're going to see like Team Oni and Team Oni bench. Don't worry about that till at the end. All right, I'm gonna have my 5, Tobias 5. Tobias will have his bench. So Tobias, who's your second pick or the third overall pick? Who do you got?
I'm going to pick Chris Sinak. I mean, this kid, he's probably had the biggest jump of any player in the country. I think I don't. You might not be able to find a prospect in this class that had a better summer from the camps to the circuit. He was phenomenal. So I got the Benson Sinek, my 3 and my 5 man. I think we're doing well
Oh,
so far.
I did not expect you to pick Sinak, number 2. So, well, number 3, I'm sorry, it's your second pick. So for me, I'm gonna pick a Caden Lewis.
Good pick. Good
Yeah.
pick.
Oh, him. I saw him at Dame Camp too. I loved him. Just shifty. Him and DP could play on the backcourt together. They're going to get paint touches. They're tough and they can make shots. So, yeah, I got a Caden as the 4th overall draft pick and the number 2 pick for Team Ani. So who you got? So we got round 2. Who you got, Tobias?
At my 4th spot, probably gonna go Nico at my
Okay.
4th spot. 6'9", 6'10" can definitely stretch the floor. We're all about 3 and playing fast. That's what we want to do over here on Team Bass, Team Tobias. So Dybantsa, Sinek, Nico. I like what we're doing right here.
Okay. I like that. I like, and Nico just announced that he's going to Prolific Prep.
Yes, he did.
And yeah, he also cut his list too, Tobias.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So what's the schools that are still on this list?
The schools are. I know Kentucky's on there. Um, I need to look. I need to look again. But he's going to be playing. He's going to be playing with Dan Peterson as well at Pro Live. I think Dan just announced he'd be done as well. So it's Xavier, Texas, Pitt, Michigan State, North Carolina, Ohio State, UConn, and Kentucky.
Okay. Good list. Good list. So for me, the 6th overall draft pick, I may need some frontline guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. You know what? We'll go Eric Uribe.
Great pick.
Eric,
Very good. Very good.
you
Very good player.
what I coached for 7 years scholastically for some that don't know. I actually have 167 varsity wins in my career. I'm boasting a little bit. I got about 3 state titles in that home prep level. So I love to play 5 out fast.
Yep.
I really value shooting. One thing Eric does a great job of, he can space the floor out. He has a high feel. He can find cutters and the open guys. He can back to basket and face up. So and you can also do in short roll and really play make.
Right.
So I really like Eric, in this role, especially to play with DP and Lewis. He just fits how I like to play. And yeah, he's a 6th overall pick. So who you got next?
So first, you said you have 167 wins.
I have
Varsity wins?
167 varsity wins.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So
I
I
had 2
don't have.
varsities. So my program had 2 varsities.
Okay.
So sometimes I had to coach the 2nd varsity. So I cheated a little bit, but it's okay.
So I don't have as many wins as you, but what I do have, I'm the first probably player coach in Texas Tech intramural history to play and coach in a championship game and a Final Four. We lost both,
Okay.
unfortunately. And we had a little basketball event. We had the better players from the intramural from the schools in the state of Texas, so Texas State, UNT, Texas Tech, etc. We won that event. I coached that event, so I do have a championship under my belt. I am a
Okay.
champion, so I do have that.
We all about titles in here. We all about championships.
Absolutely.
We all about
Absolutely.
championships. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Let's go. So we
So
got 2 coaches in here, guys. So like we
definitely.
know a little bit. We know a little
Absolutely.
bit. We got winning records. It's not one of those we just coaches and it's like 105, like and lost 110 games. Like, we're above 500 here. So
So at my 4th pick, I'm gonna go Kingston Fleming, who actually cut his list yesterday. I'm gonna put him at my PG spot. He has gifts that you just can't teach. Fast, vision. Can't teach those things. He does those very well. He cut his list of 5 yesterday to U of H, Gonzaga, Texas Tech, Arkansas, and Texas.
okay. Yeah, Kingston. What we're hearing is a U of H and Texas Tech battle right now. We feel like U of H is probably in the lead, but
Yeah.
also hearing some things like Arkansas is really
Yeah.
making at it, and don't count out still,
Yeah,
even though it's like a battle between them and U of H, but Tech's still really in there real deep.
yeah. Tech is definitely still in there for sure. And I think Arkansas may be a dark horse. We talked about it on the last show. Cal does very, very well when he has two NBA caliber guards. You have Kingston and the A Cup in your backcourt. Just think of some of the guards they've had in the past. You've had a Fox Monk, you've had a Lamb, Marcus Teague, you had Rob Dillingham and Reed Shepard last year. You've had the Harrison twins and Devin Booker, John Wall, Eric Bledsoe. Those two that they happen to play with each other at Arkansas, we're looking at something similar to that. So it'll be interesting where he ends up. But right now, I think it's, U of H, Tech, and Arkansas are probably leading that thing.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's about right. So for the 8th pick, so I'm going with with a kid that was top 10 in scoring in 3 SSB.
Mm,
Also top 10 in points per possession and shot a good over 40% from three. Like I said, I like the 5 out. I need spacing, and that's Winters Grady. Prolific
that's a good
threat.
one. That's a good one.
Yeah, so this little heads up on Winters recruitment. You got New Mexico, Michigan, Iowa, Creighton, Oregon. I think he has a visit to Colorado. And but right now for someone like Winters, he's just looking for a place that he has the green light early. He can get a lot of playing time. Situation like New Mexico. I mean, there's
Mm,
some ties there. They're really tied in there. And from what I was hearing, he was really impressed by what happened with JT Toppin.
wow.
So you look at JT, went to New Mexico, put up numbers. Now the numbers that we heard, potentially 7 figures that he got at Texas Tech. Um, for someone like Winters, you can go in there. They win at New Mexico,
Yep.
and really good coach and system. He can go play and put up some numbers. Maybe a situation he does 1 or 2 years, then he portals up, or maybe enter the draft or something like that. So you got them, Michigan, Iowa, Creighton, kind of
Yep.
really in there tight. I talked about Oregon. If he goes to like a high major situation, it's still going to be about playing time. Playing time's a huge thing for him. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting to see New Mexico and the list of all those guys, but he really wants to play, and he wants someone
Yeah.
that will let him hoop and kind of play through mistakes. So
I, I,
winners
I you know,
recruitment.
I like that. I mean, times have changed as we know with the transfer portal. A lot of kids, a good amount of them, they probably should go down a level, and there's nothing wrong with that. Get on the floor, get some playing time, and do it. In New Mexico, they've taken top 100 kids before. True Washington was a top 100 kid. Toppin was a top 100 kid, and Toppin, I mean, he's probably going to be an NBA player 6 to 8 months from now, right? So they've done a very good job, and even in recent memory, we're seeing top 100 kids, top 150 kids. You know what? They're probably like, I'm probably going to go down a level and I want to play. So this is a very common thing, and I kudos to that kid for even considering that. I think that's a smart move, and I think we should see that more from some of these kids going forward.
Oh, 100%. And I think I've I know what's going on and they'll never be public, right? But have you seen those high schools that say, hey, or those management companies that say, hey, our clients are making $3 million in NIL, right?
Yep,
Uh, I can see, and I know it's happening, like mid-major schools taking or mid-plus level schools taking these kids in these visits and say, hey, here's how much money our kids have made that
yeah,
portaled up.
yep,
So come here and you can get to the money. Because at the end of the day, we all know a lot of, mainly this is transactional, right? People want money. I want to make
yeah,
more money. That's why I work multiple jobs. I mean, I want more money.
right, right,
So
right, right.
so I definitely can think that's a good move for winners, but I still like Iowa. I like Creighton. I like his list of schools that's still recruiting him and still in his top 6 or 5. I always be forgetting if it's 5 or 6 or 8, Tobias. I
Yeah,
really just like,
yeah,
just
no, for
I just
sure.
look at just a couple of them and then I kind of target
Yeah,
on that.
yeah, I'm
Now,
waiting on you to commit. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on.
you're
When you
right.
can
Just let me
commit,
know where you
really.
commit
Yeah,
to, man.
right, right.
All right,
Um,
so Tobias, we're in the third round now. Who you got?
I'm gonna get Malik Thomas to round out my starting five. So
I wish you
we
did
got
not pick. I
yeah,
really wish.
we got versatility, we got speed, athleticism. We can really score that ball. I like my squad a lot right now.
Okay, yeah. Malik was. If you did not take Malik, this pick out that was mine. So okay, I need a good four man and just another big. But again, I like to preferably five outs. But I kind of need some more of a I want more of a primary inside presence here. So we're gonna go Jaden Toombs,
Mm,
um, out of Dallas. You know, I coached. You know, Jaden actually. So Jaden Toombs, Jermaine O'Neal Jr., and Leroy Kelly, all three Division One prospects. So on my program, they played on my second varsity as freshmen. Right. I
wow.
remember telling Brandon Jenkins, I said, Brandon, he's gonna be one of those guys. I think he could potentially be a McDonald's All-American. And we'll get to that, in later episodes because bigs and all that. But I said that he's a stud. And I think that team only lost 2 games all season.
Yeah, I can believe it. I can
Yeah,
believe that.
he's big inside, great touch. He knows how to seal. He can face up and shoot, especially the mid range. I've seen him knock down a three or two. It's not a strength, but he runs the floor. He's really done a great job with his body, right? Like he's lost a lot of weight, adding muscle. Is he the most explosive vertically? No, but like he's so quick with his hands and like gets his gets possession like rebounds. You don't know
Yeah,
how the hell it is, or just finishes around the rim. Really like Jaden, that front court with him and Eric, like you can do some of the high low
yeah,
stuff. You can do so many things,
absolutely,
and
definitely.
they're skilled.
And, yeah, I think Jaden. People don't talk. We talk about how big he is and Billy Finn's, but he's a good passer too. I think we sometimes we don't get to see it that much, but he can really whip that ball with both hands, especially being double team too. I think that'll be something we'll get to see him do a lot at the next level, wherever he may end up.
Yeah, absolutely. And then with him in the recruitment, we talking Texas Tech has been the one's favorite for quite some time. Definitely watch out for Alabama. I don't think
Yeah,
SMU was on that when he cut his list, but still hearing SMU
yeah,
on
they're in there. Yeah, they're in there. It's SMU,
there in there.
Texas Tech, Miami, Alabama, LSU.
Yeah, SMU, I definitely
Keep a watch out for them for sure.
yeah, like, there's been some rumblings that they may actually be in the lead.
I can see
So,
that. Yeah,
just gotta watch out for that. We talked about that in the last pod, but Tech favors SMU, Alabama really in
yeah,
there.
yeah,
So yeah, I think this may be my starting five that I have, but I don't know yet. I'll have to do some more thinking. But now what we're in round four of
yeah,
the
yeah,
like I'm telling you, 1980 style. Let's go.
yeah.
Two picks per round. So Tobias, who you got in the fourth round?
I was battling between two. I'm probably gonna go Caleb Wilson here. He was really good at the Peach Jam. I think he really did help himself. Long, athletic, versatile at the four spot. That's what we're all about over here is
I'm sorry.
versatility.
I'm
No,
sorry. I'm putting
yeah.
him
No,
down.
put it. No,
I'm
he
sorry.
don't
I'm
want to be
sorry. I'm
on.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm
Move him.
sorry.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he know where. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, definitely getting Caleb Wilson. But he was really good at the Peach Jam though. He was. I mean, that Boozer team, they were loaded, but when they got him, they almost made it kind of unfair because he really kind of changed the dynamic of the team. And he was one of the better players on the floor each game he played, especially towards the end.
Yeah, yeah, no, I really like Caleb. He actually came down to Dallas and played, and I liked him with that with Cam Boozer and them. He really played a role and excelled in, and
Yeah,
he showed
yeah, he
he
did.
showed he could do other things
Right.
to impact winning. I really like him. He's one of those connectors and just a man. I mean, he just does a lot. I think there's tremendous upside with him.
Yep.
He cut his list correct, like you said. Um,
Yes, he
what
did.
does
Yes, he.
that look like, Tobias? And what's your thoughts? And I
Yeah,
apologize, guys. I said we're on round four. We're still on round three, aren't we? Yeah, we're still on round three. I got the last pick.
yeah, he cut his list to 12, so that that list is pretty
Okay,
long.
yeah,
But
never mind.
yeah, but
Never mind.
yeah,
No, we don't
yeah,
got to
that
go
list is
through that.
long. Yeah, that list is
We don't have to
long.
go through that. anything past 6 to me, like
Yeah,
really
dude.
5, really
Yeah,
anything past 1 for me, I really just, is whatever. But like,
yeah,
well, 12 is a lot, but Caleb has a lot of suitors, and he's probably gonna take his time with his commitment,
yeah.
and
Deservedly
he's
so.
earned he's earned that, or maybe he makes a quick decision. Doesn't matter. I mean, he's earned it with his play over the years. So I had the last pick of the 3rd round. I misspoke. I was just excited about the 4th round already, guys.
Mm.
And I need more shooting. I need more shooting, and I like guys with versatility. So I'm gonna go Nicholas Kamania.
Yeah, that was the one I was battling. I was hoping you weren't going to pick him. That's who I wanted. Big fan of Nicholas Comedian. That's who I wanted for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just again, he just does so much on the court. He can be your point guard for a couple possessions. He can play your 4 spot. He can shoot. He can dribble. He can pass. And how tall we say is Tobias? Like 6'7".
Yes, yeah, about 6'7", 6'8". He was really good at Wooten last year in Vegas too. He was obviously one of the better shooters there, but I liked what he was doing. He played at Wooten and then he double backed and played at Border League. So
Yeah, he did.
he was doing both and he was productive in both. So kudos for him to be able to do that. And he's another kid. He probably, if I had to rank kids that had a phenomenal summer that really helped their stock, he would have to be in probably the top 2 to 4 as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think what his list like Gonzaga's in there. There's
Yes,
some.
yeah, I think Texas is in there too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh no, excuse me. It's Duke, North Carolina, Arizona, Gonzaga, UCLA.
those are all like really good fits for him.
Yeah, he'll be good at every one of them. Be good at any
Yeah,
one of those
and
schools.
maybe it's not their great fits for him. Like he's a great fit for them. Like
Yeah,
what he does on the court contributes to winning.
yeah,
And yeah, man, I had to pick him. I figured you might be trying to get him.
yeah.
Um,
That was the one.
yeah, so I had to steal that. I had to steal that before you got that. So now we are actually in round 4. So Tobias, what do you got?
I'm actually shocked he's still here. I'm gonna get Jasper.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I mean,
Like that.
he's a bucket. I mean, he can put up a lot of points in a hurry, and we see the trend playing fast and shooting threes. That's what we're playing here, and I think he fits my team perfectly.
Right, right. Yeah, no, Jasper's good. He was at Dame camp. He's a lefty that has like a fearless, like a approach
Yeah,
to the, especially just with his scoring and just man, I love watching him play. He's just fun to watch. He's
yeah,
really
yeah.
fun to
It's
watch.
very fun. Yes, he is.
I I was gonna get him and like do some 3 guard lineup with him,
Yeah,
DP, and a Caden Lewis, but you took that away from me. You took that joy away from me, so it's okay. Uh, so for me, I'm going to go. No one talks about this kid, but Isaiah Harwell.
good pick.
This kid was
Really good pick.
a healthy Isaiah Harwell was no brainer top 10 player in this
Yeah, he
class.
was. I think at one point he might have been 5. He was very
Right.
high pre-injury, and he'll be back on the floor soon too. Probably December-ish. We'll see him play this year. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, and he just kind of fits with this team like a big a wing with good size, athletic, and can make shots. Um, I liked how like when he really locked in on defense end and made plays. Man, Isaiah's really good. He's really talented. Hearing U of H is in the lead on
Yeah.
that, I feel
Yep.
pretty good about that. But
Yep.
we got some other guys on this list that U of H is involved with, and it may be one of those situations where who commits first, like we
Yeah.
talked about.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. For sure.
Yeah, we have another wing here that U of H is making a high priority. But right now we're hearing them with Isaiah Harwell, and makes a lot of sense. Someone that can definitely play for Coach Sampson. So Tobias, who's your next pick?
We're gonna bring it right to it. Shelton. I'm gonna pick Shelton. So, I've been watching Shelton since he was a freshman. His freshman year, he had Jacob Cole was on that team. He's at Oklahoma now. He was the best player in the four for those 3, 4 rounds they went. I think he averaged 20 points a game as a true freshman. He was really, really good. This was back when he couldn't really jump off of 2 feet or off of 1 foot at the time, so he looked kind of goofy. But he's gotten so much better. He's getting better each time I see him. Jumper's getting better, super physical and just strong, just gifted player. He's another one of those kids. He had a great summer. Team USA selection kid, and he has a good chance, I think, to be a McDonald's All American.
Yeah, no, he has definitely has a chance. Also here in Louisville in this one,
Yeah,
last time we talked about was like a U of H, Duke, felt like good chance he may go to Duke. Now here in
yeah,
Louisville's really in there. Louisville has a great chance of getting him.
yeah.
So,
Good
uh,
chance. Yep, yes they do.
yeah, so we'll see how that all pans out. So for me, I need another guard. I need a backup guard, and I love guards that can get to the paint. So I'm going Jalen Reese.
Very good player.
Yeah,
Very good player.
saw him at Peach, few games, and he played really, really well. He was somebody that, got to the paint, scored it in so many different ways. And he got his teammates involved. And I got shooters around him, right? So like he's gonna be able to get where he won on the court like he does like in high school and in summer he did. So yeah, really I can run some three-guard lineups. I may be a little small, if I run a three-guard lineup with him, Caden and DP, but I don't think you can stop that, Tobias. I don't care who you put
Mm.
on there. I don't think you're gonna stop him get to the paint. So yeah, I got Jalen Reese. That is my pick, and I think this is the final pick for the fourth round. Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, final pick for the fourth round. So let's go. So round 5, T. What we got?
I'm really, really battling with this one. I'm this is a tough one, but I think I'm gonna go John Clark at my
Damn
backup. Yeah,
it.
I think I'm gonna get John Clark. I love John Clark. That kid is really, really talented. Just transferred to Link. Um, he's one he develops properly. He's one of those ones. I think he could be in school 2 years roughly. I think he
Yeah.
had a chance to be. He could be a first round pick if he does it the right way. I think he's more than talented enough. He got to, if he goes to the right school, they do it the right way. I think you might be looking at the first round pick in 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, no, I think so too. John's very talented. And he comes from that TJ Ford
Yep,
elite squad that had Robert Miller, who's another kid, who's at
yep,
LSU right now
LSU.
that
Yep,
could definitely
yep.
be a two and done. It's not a talent issue, right? It's
Right,
just when do they put it all together?
right.
And John
Absolutely.
Clark, John Clark were also U of H, A&M's in there, Texas is in there, correct? So
Yep.
that's kind of what you're looking at. Hearing U of H is in the lead on that one. But Texas has a great chance. A&M's
Yeah.
really sticking in there. So John Clark's a good one. I hate that you made that pick, but that's okay. I'm going to be playing small ball, ain't I? That's fine. My next pick, I'm going to go get Tunde.
Mm,
Listen,
got me.
we're not gonna be the biggest, but we are going to have a lot of scoring. We're going to play fast. I'm going to be like the 2015 Golden State Warriors right now.
Mm.
Uh, just I don't have no staff, but it's okay. Tunde, really enjoy watching him during the EYBL circuit. Strong body. He's athletic, so he can guard bigger guys, right, and kind of get him out the way. He's versatile in his offensive game, off the
Yeah.
dribble shooting, off the catch. He's really manufactured a dependable jump shot.
Yep.
He's a workhorse. Like I heard on and off the court, like he loves being in that gym. He was at Dame camp. He had a brace. I think he had an injury at Peach, and I heard like he was hurt and he probably shouldn't have gotten the game, but he went in and hit a step back three.
Mm.
Like he is the epitome of toughness. Really enjoy watching him play. And yeah, I got Tunde. If I want to go put him as a small ball 4, or even do some small ball 5, I
Yeah.
feel good about it.
Could be.
May think that's crazy, but like
You could do it with him for sure. He's
yeah,
strong
I can
enough,
definitely
athletic
do it.
enough. Yeah, you definitely do it. He's also worth the price of admission. Some kids you go may watch him, it might not play hard. He's gonna play hard every possession. He's gonna do all the little things. So if you go pay to go watch him, it's worth the price of it's worth the price of admission. He's going
Well,
to entertain you. He's gonna do all the things when you go watch that kid play every game.
100%, 100%. So, T, who you got as your next pick?
I'm getting Kyan Anthony. I'm gonna put. I'm gonna. We're gonna be off our bench. We're gonna be loaded with scoring. Jasper and Kyan off the bench with Sheldon off the bench.
You got Kai and Anthony in here. Okay. I like that. I like that. Thank God you made that pick because I'm gonna go finally get me another big, more true big in here. So we're gonna go Xavier. Stand for me. There you go. Athletic, plays hard, has a tremendous upside. Obviously, he'll need to get stronger, but really enjoy like watching him play. The Puma circuit was when they played those big time games, I thought he played well, and I thought he showed his potential like as a versatile 5'4", and yeah, he fits me well. I got a lot of skill, especially my fours and fives. So he's that backup big that can. Hate to say that, yeah, he's the backup big.
Yeah.
Come and make a more athletic play. So definitely needed that. I need another big. So yeah, I got Xavier as my pick. So who you got next? This is round 6. His last 4 picks. Who you got,
I'm
T?
I'm gonna get Sebastian. He's the last. I think he's the biggest player left on the board right now. Versatile. He can play that point forward role. Great rebounder, big time slasher, great athlete. I think he definitely there's definitely a big role for him on my squad.
Okay. I like Sebastian. That was gonna be mine if you went somewhere else, but I'm gonna go Trey McKinney.
Hmm.
Another dog workhorse, can play multiple spots on the floor. And I like that he can make open shots. So I really
Yeah.
love Trey McKinney's game. I watched him last year at the NBA Top 100 camp, and I was a big fan of his game. So I got Trey McKinney here. Who do you got? We got 2 picks left. Tobias, who you got?
I'm gonna get Nick Lewis. I like Nick Lewis. Nick Lewis is underrated. I know he's between composite. I think he's 36, 247, has 57, but he's tough. He's a real dog of a guard. He really defends, physical, plays hard every possession, doesn't turn the ball over. I'm a big fan of Nick Lewis. He's not talked about enough, so I'm gonna add him to my squad as my last pick.
And my pick round 6, I got JJ Mandaquit, and I really like JJ. He was someone that I was actually potentially going to pick up earlier, but I felt like I could get him in the later rounds. I was
You know,
using my GM hat. Um, uh, Talented, can score and play make. He's at Utah Prep, correct? Is
yep,
that
yep,
yeah, with AJ, I think this kid don't want to say under the radar, but I mean he's very talented. He's kind of a change of pace guy, and he brings
yeah.
something to the table that my other 3 guards kind of really don't. But yeah, I really like JJ. And so now we're gonna go your starting 5, Tobias, my starting 5. So I guess I'll go first as I gave you the first pick.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Darren Peterson at the 2. Really, it's positionless. Like KNDP,
yeah,
whoever the hell gets the ball,
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys run the point. I'm gonna go. I think they definitely need a knockdown shooter and winners at the 3. I'm gonna go Eric Rebe at the 5, and I'm gonna go Nicholas Kamenia at the 4.
Good squad. Really
Yeah.
good squad. Highly,
Then
highly skilled group.
as my bench, and okay, we did not say this. Like this isn't gonna be like Team USA 40-minute game. We can't play
Yeah,
12 guys, right? Like we're playing 4 12-minute quarters, so 48 minutes is NBA style, guys. Like everyone's gonna get minutes, everyone's gonna be
yeah,
able to eat.
right.
We ain't got a platoon SWAT. So yeah, then I would have Jaden as my backup 5. Um, Sorry, this thing's kind of acting goofy. Jalen Reese, love him. Another guard that gets to the paint. Tunde, Xavion. I can put Toombs and Xavion, especially on some high low stuff.
Yeah.
Um, JJ obviously as my other guard. Isaiah Harwell, a healthy Isaiah. He's a monster. Just gotta put him down. And then Trey McKinney. And
Yeah.
yeah, I got guards that can score the basketball and get to the paint. I got guards that can
Good
make
team.
plays for others, and I got bigs that can finish inside. So yeah, these are my starting 5. The bench, I don't know if this is exactly like, okay, here's who I first would sub in or sub out or whatever, but that's my starting 5, and this will be my bench. So to Tobias, who do you have as your starting 5?
I'll go Kingston at my 1,
Okay.
Malik Thomas at the 2,
What we got? Malik. Okay.
Dybantsa at the 3.
Of course.
Yeah. Then Nico at the 4 and Sinek at the 5.
Okay. Yeah, so Caleb Wilson come
Yeah,
off the
Caleb
bench.
Wilson. Jasper,
Shelton,
yep, Sheldon,
John Flynn,
John,
Kyan,
Kyan, Sheldon, and Nick.
Nick. Yeah, it's a good roster. People are gonna look at my roster like, Ani, what the hell do you have going on? But I'm telling you, it fits. It fits my play style. I think they can really mesh well. I think as long as we can contain y'all on the glass, because that's where you would kick our ass for sure.
Yeah.
um, and we get out rebounded. I can put some guys in to help me with the rebounding, but if we can make shots and get to the paint, I feel like this team can definitely beat yours. How you feeling about your group?
I like my squad. I think we have some really high IQ guys. We have a lot of guys that can really, really score the ball. I think that'll be our biggest challenge. Everyone got to find that role, but I think we have. I think we're tough. We're big, and we really can score. I'm an offensive guy, so I'm looking to put as many points as possible.
Yeah. Now you got guys that can make shots, but you don't have any like pure shooters like I do. In my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah,
Now those
yeah.
guys those guys down there may be call me like I'm freaking crazy, but um yeah, we can just if we can just keep y'all off the glass in the paint and shit.
Mm.
I think we'll be okay. But if we can, then this you will run away with on this one. So yeah, this is the Field of 68 225 All-Star Draft Show. Again, this is not just 24 guys, the best 24 guys we feel like is in the country. These are guys that are condensed our list. And we just took our time to talk about the recruitment, talk about the game. Tobias, how you just feel overall about this? I think we need to do this again,
Yeah,
and I think probably closer to McDonald's All
yeah. I
American,
just about to say
like
that. I
the
just about to say
McDonald's
that.
time.
Yeah,
We'll do
yeah.
something like this again. And yeah, man. Any closing thoughts, T?
I think we should kind of get like some sort of graphic and maybe have the viewers vote, or maybe have the viewers vote. I'm gonna try to get like a little something together and probably tag my team, Team Bass, and see how they feeling, what the kids think.
Okay, yes, that would be wonderful. So hey, if you can do it for me, because I'm horrible at graphics, uh, have Team Bass and Team Ani, and then we'll do ISO Ani, and then let's have the public vote which team
Yeah, for
wins.
sure,
So
for sure. You could
yeah,
definitely do that.
so let's do that, man. And for you guys that stayed in and listen in, we'll be back. This is gonna be you're gonna see me more weekly. You'll see Tobias, still he'll come in periodically to give his insight and to do whatever crazy idea I have going on. And yeah, just stay tuned. We're gonna do commitment, we're gonna break commitments, we're gonna give our thoughts. We're gonna say, hey, we feel like this is the best situation for a kid, but that's what we do at the Field of 68. That's what we do in the recruitment pod. So for you guys, y'all enjoy the rest of your